Hello and welcome again to another edition of I guess we're still the four idiots, but presented by Fade You here. It's College Football Week 12 doing the preview. We're gonna recap last week. I had another fun one going 1-2, getting way too confident on that USC over 17 out of 18. Of course, they are well under that number. Went all the way up to 77. I even had a good number at 73 and a half. Penn State 4.5. They tried, but that offense is terrible. And then Utah got some luck, blocked field goal. I thought I was going to go get no luck, but I got some there, so I can't really complain, even though they had no business being in there. Duke, I don't remember what you had. I think you just gave out Wake Forest on this pod specifically. Chase had 1-2. He had Iowa State over 40.5, which they covered that by themselves.
In the first half.
Yeah, it's crazy. Tennessee minus 2.5. I don't think they were ever in that game. Western Kentucky minus 4.5. That was also an L, correct, Chase?
Yep, Putrid Special.
Yep. So 2-4 for us right there. And luckily we had this guy, Joey Cheese, who just absolutely nuked UCF plus 2.5, money line, alt line minus 6.5. So that's a 3-banger there. We're only going to go 1-0, but really 3-0. And then Texas Tech plus 4 and money line. So he goes 5-0. We're only going to count that as 2-0 on the show. So he picked us all up. And that's what he constantly does. This should just be called the Joey Cheese special.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm gonna have a grilled cheese sandwich after this because I can't have a ham and cheese because that's their thing. But going into
Saturdays is when we eat, boys.
Yeah, this is when we eat, and I'm due to turn it around. I'm trying to figure out how we should start this. Joey, where do you want to go?
So originally I wasn't supposed to be on the show today. My family was supposed to be traveling today, but unfortunately my youngest daughter got extremely sick the last couple days. So we didn't end up traveling. So here I am. Boys are stuck with me on this beautiful Saturday morning. I already gave out 2 of my plays on Twitter earlier in the week because I wasn't expecting to be here. So we will start with let's start with my best bet. Fuck it. Let's do it now.
That's kind of what I wanted to do.
Do it live.
Fuck it. I gave out Miami at a pick. Seen it -1 some places. Still love it. It's my 2-unit best bet for today. Game kicks off at noon Eastern time. Miami is at home versus Louisville. I also gave out alternate -9.5 plus 400. I expect Miami to absolutely fucking nuke this Louisville team who has Kentucky on deck. For a Louisville team who has pretty much already wrapped up the ACC, playing in the ACC championship versus FSU. This is their last conference game. This game doesn't mean nearly to them what it does to Miami. Louisville lost their last road game at Pitt this year. This is a Miami team who was much better than that Pitt team. Louisville has also played 4 out of 5 of their last 5 games at home, traveling this weekend. I think it's a really bad spot for them, especially looking ahead to next week with Kentucky. I expect Miami to beat the absolute fucking brakes off them. I played it for 2 units. So yeah, that is my 2-unit best bet for Saturday morning.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, and this probably would have been one of my plays too, but Joey mentioned it first. So, we're trying to do something different, other than the first 3 weeks where, a lot of us were on the same stuff because we kind of look at the same things. But I agree. It just smells. My father-in-law today is like, why Miami? And I'm like, why is it a pick 'em? Why are they now -1.5 against a 10 seed? It's and Chris, it's another Applebaum special, and we're going to bomb it. It's literally the UCF of Week 12. Which
there's no chance that the public doesn't look at Louisville and go, oh my God, I got to be on Louisville.
Especially now at +1.5.
Yep.
Why? Wow, getting points. And I won't lie, I used to be that guy that would look at that and be like, wow, that seems easy. And like like honestly, like you could go 50-50 picking and choosing, but I don't know.
The one thing that does worry me, Kmart, is I hate when I see a bunch of the same bunch of people on the same side. I've seen. We'll talk a little bit more about it with my next play in the night slate. But
it worked out for Baltimore on Thursday night. We were
sure.
all kind of like, this is getting shaky.
I'm not talking about like when the four of us like a game. I'm talking about
I know.
My Twitter feed is like the same side.
Yeah.
All I know is we've got two people that we like to fade who I saw that were on Louisville. So that's good. That's promising.
That is very promising for sure.
Yep.
I'm sticking to my guns here. I think Miami beats the fucking shit out of Louisville, brings Louisville back to earth, and then I think we get a good spot to play Louisville next week versus Kentucky before they get their shit pushed in by Florida State in the ACC championship.
Yeah.
Give that out now. I like Florida State minus 49.5 in that game.
Beautiful. And yeah, I'll go next. A little segue since I brought up, kind of Miami being the UCF of this week. So my play that is kind of fading that is going to be Texas Tech minus 2.5. I think it's something similar where everyone's going to see UCF. Remember what they just did to Oklahoma State. Oh, wow, plus 2.5. It's not that trendy. I looked at the numbers. That was the last thing I really looked at today. Honestly, I didn't even look at this. I was looking for a third, just kind of going down like, okay, what am I missing? And then this was the one that jumped out, minus 2.5. I wouldn't be surprised if this is in hazmat suit, poopy six-pack of the day. I feel like I did get some excitement from him, once he saw the text that I was going to be on this. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. And look at this guy; he's counting all the money I gave him this week for my horrid 1 and 2 last week. But
$17.
But yeah, Texas Tech.
He counted $17.
I saw 100 in there. But yeah, anyway, Texas Tech minus 2.5. I mean, both teams can light it up offensively. I believe Texas Tech is better defensively. UCF, where I said last week where I was kind of apprehensive, like Joey, are we really going to put our entire bankroll on this? They literally have the worst run defense. So I think that's where Texas Tech can get them this week. At home, minus 2.5. Let's go.
Yeah, UCF's a team that I like playing at home at the Bounce House. Don't necessarily love the spot for them on the road this week. What kept me off this game from playing Texas Tech was their win versus Kansas last week. I need that scared me enough. I don't think that line looks as poop. I don't think it's as poopy as you think it is.
And well, no, and the other scary part is who do they play next week? It's kind of a sandwich spot.
UCF?
No, Texas Tech.
Oh, I didn't look at their schedule.
They play Texas next week.
Yeah, they play Texas next week. So it's a little bit of a sandwich spot, but I still like it because I think they are the better team, just to be square as all can be. Better team, Lane minus a field goal. After a big blowout by UCF, now they're traveling. Texas Tech is at home. End of the day, like they're playing for bowl position. Like they got to be away because next week, yeah, big game Texas Tech or against Texas, but they're probably not going to win that game. So they have to win this game.
Yep. Chaz, what do you got for us?
I'll lead it off with Wake Forest getting 24.5. So it's an interesting little spot because Notre Dame's missing 3 offensive linemen. So they're not going to be able to run the ball quite as well as they're accustomed to, even though Wake Forest is not exactly a juggernaut on the defensive side of the football. I think it's a weird revenge spot for Wake Forest. They lost Sam Hartman in the transfer portal to Notre Dame. They're going to want to put it to this guy. Maybe Sammy's a little bit motivated to try to go after his old team, but it's 1 versus 22. These guys are all going to want to make sure they stick it to him if they can. The other thing is it's senior day. So Notre Dame's going to have a lot of guys on the bench. that haven't seen the field a lot this year, if they open up a lead early, even if they hop out to a big lead, they're going to start putting in some of these guys to get them some playing time on senior day. I don't see Notre Dame getting to
Rudy.
Yeah, exactly.
What a
Exactly.
great fucking movie that was.
I don't see him getting to the number today. I kind of think Notre Dame limps home for the rest of the season as well because they just don't have a lot to play for other than a bowl that they probably don't care much about.
Yeah.
Yep, I didn't look at that.
Game on my radar. I'm not gonna lie.
You know,
I mean, we all know me. I generally stay away from big spreads.
Chase, what'd you play that at? I'm writing it down.
24.5.
Cool.
It's scrolling on the screen, big boy.
Oh, I was too busy writing it down. I write the shit down so I can go into my book afterwards and look
Hey.
and see where we're at.
Yeah, I know. I
English
wrote
is
it all
his second
down.
Language he can't read.
I
Yeah.
can't read. I'm still
Yeah.
trying to learn.
I struggle with reading. Duke, what do you got? You got something special for the boys?
I'll just stick with what it just still mind fucking me, and I love, like Kmart mentioned earlier, that spot when it's an unranked home team laying points to the ranked team. I thought this would be 3 or 4. It was higher, 6.5, 7. It went through the 7 up to 7.5. Seen lots of public love for it. We even just saw, you just sent the text to us before. Who's on it? Cheesy. And it's just disgusting. I sent you guys a pic the other day. It looked like 80%. Like all the money is on UNC, yet the line, you'd think it would budge a bit, but it went the other way. It just doesn't make any sense. It kind of reminds me of the spot. I mean, they played great this homestand. They started off with beating, we were all over it, beating the Irish. And now I just think that I'm hoping a huge letdown after that double overtime, whatever it was, to Duke last week. Happy that I wish they were even ranked higher, like top 15, but we'll take it. I'm going to lay it with Clemson. Let's go.
This is a play for me as well. I mean, I told Kyle this was on my list. I'm with Chris on this one. Like, this thing smells to high heavens. That line looks absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I have to lay more than a touchdown with Clemson. That's usually a sure sign that this thing is going to be absolute fucking mayhem. The other thing is me and Joey were looking at it earlier. UNC has no shot at making the title game in the ACC. So what are they playing for? Probably a bowl they really don't care much about. I don't think there's really any motivation left on that side of the fence. And Clemson, the last couple of weeks, has looked like a juggernaut.
UNC's big game is next weekend, and we'll talk about that in one of my other plays.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little skittish just because I know Mac Brown is feisty. His teams they are good. I like to back them in a dog role.
Dude, he said he's coming back next year. He's 74 years old or some shit.
It looks like he's 108.
What the fuck?
He's a freak. I don't know how he deals with all that humidity over there, but he's a baller. Yeah, so it's a little, but I have a saying: the scarier, the better. Fuck it. Hold your nose. Let's go.
Hey, Duke, what are you going to tease it with?
I think I'll tease this through the 7 and the 3.
Oh, man.
Couldn't
You're
help
going
it.
to laugh at me, but I contemplated giving out Clemson money line and SMU money line parlay. I was close. I was like, I'm not going to start that shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have laughed.
This has
All
Sweetheart to
line
2.5 all over it.
What?
This has Sweetheart teaser to 2.5 all over it.
It does. Fortunately, I wouldn't bet teasers with your money. Cool. Kmart, what else you got for us? How many more plays you got?
Got 2 more.
Sweet, what you got?
So I'm going to go with Iowa today, -3 against Illinois. Like this, I feel like this line should be 10, but we all know Iowa can't score. So I think that's why it smells. It smells like I feel like if I had a brain left, I would be on Illinois, but I have bet on Illinois enough this season, seen enough of them. Like I don't know how they don't gift Iowa points, which is why I'm not playing the under, because I am petrified of them handing them 20 points. So I'm gonna stay away from that. It's mainly just Iowa's defense. Like, it's probably going to be an ugly game. yeah, I really have nothing else. I just saw this, was like, it was kind of a reversal of it smells, but God, really? Really? It just seems, it almost seems baity for the other reason. And it's really not that trendy either. Like, Duke, I'd like to hear your opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously is a little weird but we all know, like you said, they could win 7-0. They've had 14 out of their last 16 games go under. It does smell. I'm not gonna mess with it because you're right. I mean, we've been on Illinois before, Cheese, huh? A couple stinky spots, and they have done it, but they've had some where it's just, I mean, like against Penn State, they were covering the whole game and end up can't get inside that big number. So
who we bet them against like last week or 2 weeks ago? Nebraska?
Was it Nebraska?
I forgot who it was. We got a dub on Iowa last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they came back in the. I think they're catching 4, lost by 1 or something like that.
As the resident Illini fan, I can tell you that you don't want to bet on their football team or their basketball team, either one. They're both.
I woke up this morning and saw. Obviously, I was sleeping while you assholes are still awake, and just saw you absolutely ripping Illinois basketball.
They're so fucking bad. They couldn't play dead in a goddamn cowboy movie.
I was reading it this morning. I was like, wow, he hates them.
They are so fucking terrible. I can't watch them another minute.
Yeah. All right. I'll give out my other one that I already gave out on Twitter, on X earlier in the week. It's not even a game I want to talk about. I gave out Oregon State at a pick. I think they're the team to beat in this game in Corvallis. Seeing it move, it went to 1.5, went to 2, went to 2.5 at some places. I think it came back down to -1.5, I believe. Bottom line for me, I think this Beavers team is better than this Washington team. You have to prove me fucking wrong. I hate that every single person in fucking America is on Oregon State tonight. Tread lightly, play it with caution. I gave it out four days ago. Did not expect to see everybody on Oregon State. So yeah.
In a spot like this, do you ever get worried? So look, the Pac this year, it's the last year of the Pac-10, Pac-12. The whole point is they're trying to figure out how to get somebody in the playoffs, right? With the Pac-2 now. So, but they're trying to figure out how to get someone in the playoffs. Washington is their best bet to try to get someone in right now. So I guess the question is how bad do you think the officiating is going to be? Oregon State gets out to a lead. Is that a concern?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a concern. I'm not high on this Washington team. I know they're undefeated. I know everybody out there loves Michael Penix, and he gets one of his favorite wide receivers back today. But they're not a team I'm looking to spend my money on right now.
Wouldn't the average person say that they think Oregon's the better team? They should have beat them in Washington. Everyone I hear is, if they have a rematch, Oregon's going to win. They're the hope. I don't know. I mean, I saw someone sent me that 81% of the tickets were on Washington earlier this week. So I know Cheese always likes to say everyone's on it, but it's like you have to remember we follow a lot of people that are decent at this. We're not following fucking people that are fucking.
I mean, I follow some fucking bums too.
Yeah, you follow me.
The bums.
Shut up.
On Oregon.
So like it's no secret. So like my Pac-12 rankings would be Oregon 1, Oregon State 2, Washington 3, Utah 4. I'm sorry, Washington State 4, and then the rest of the absolute fucking everyone else I just think sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the numbers don't lie. They're just Oregon State team is tough as fucking nails in Corvallis. What have they won? Like 17 of their last 18. The one loss was against SC as like
correct
dogs last year, and they were feisty as fuck. I don't know. I like it. I wish I was looking with my buddies. I didn't fly up there, go to this game, be Beavers fans.
Dude, I've always wanted to go to Corvallis. Like in that, and I'm like I do lean Washington for probably similar things Chase is saying. I haven't placed anything yet. I mean, just Corvallis is such a mofo to play in. Oregon State's very, very good. I still lean Washington. I think they've been battle tested the past few weeks, especially that game against, a non-existent USC defense. But, just the back and forth, that's what you look for. He kept stepping up. He had a crazy, I can't remember if it was a third or fourth down play. I think it was third and forever where, he just scrambled out, running towards the sideline, threw a dart, touchdown. And that's kind of when I realized, oh, shit, SC's going to lose this game too. But Penix he keeps elevating. He's clearly the better quarterback here, and he's been finding ways to win these close games. Like even against teams that they should have absolutely stomped over. I mean, those are the positions instead of being like, oh man, this team sucks. That's where I'm like, hey, that's a good gutty performance. Kind of like SC last year in Corvallis coming back. That pinpoint throw to Jordan Addison to win the game. Against two NFL cornerbacks. That's the shit I look for.
I think for me, like I look at this game and I've seen this happen many times in other conferences where I agree that Oregon State's probably the best team in Corvallis at this point in time. I mean, you can't argue with the numbers, but I've seen it happen with Texas. I've seen it happen with Alabama. When they're in a position to get a playoff game, the conferences are going to have some oversight on this. Or like, hey,
are you saying the game's rigged?
I'm saying playoff games generate a lot of fucking revenue, and if the Pac can get their hands on one, they're gonna want to. So I always worry about that in situations like this. I don't know that it's true. I have no proof. I'm just saying 50-50 calls. My guess is they'll go in the favor of Washington.
Washington gets treated like a fucking rag doll if they make the fucking college football playoff.
I don't disagree. But still, they're going to make
they lose by 19 touchdowns.
That's a lot.
They get treated like the Oklahomas and Notre Dames from back in the day. All right, let's move on. Fuck that game. What else we got?
The TC.
Duke, you got another one for us?
Huh?
Duke, you got another one for us?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. I don't know if Clint's listening. My homie in South Dakota, he mentioned this, and then I ran it by you, and you liked it too. Since when do we ever see 2 8-2 teams play, and the home team is catching 8.5 fucking points? I mean, in what world? And then you check it out. Everyone's on it. Someone is on first half. Fucking everyone looks like 60-70% of the tickets are on. They can't get enough Memphis. Why is this team getting that? Fuck it. It's rare that I take these fucking big faves, but when I do, it's because nobody wants to touch them and everybody thinks that the dog's free money. Nothing worse than a public dog. Give me the fucking SMU. They're gonna run all over their ass. Let's go, ponies.
I remember when I sent this to you yesterday. You were like, "How the fuck did I not see this?" Like,
yeah.
So that's SMU minus 8.5.
Yeah, that dog's got fleas.
SMU was almost my best bet of the week.
So I think we found our teaser, guys. SMU and Clemson.
Oh
On a money
I almost gave them both out money line parlay.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Chase, what else you got for? You got another one?
UCLA. I've learned living in Southern California for about a decade now. You just take the dog in this game every fucking time. Doesn't matter who it is. This game's always tightly contested. I got a feeling it'll be more defensive than offensive. Typically, this rivalry game is always a lower scoring defensive game. There's always exceptions to the rule, but everyone fights hard in this one just because it's kind of a bad blood rivalry. If that's the case, give me the infinitely better defense because only one team has one. So I'll take UCLA getting 6. Decent chance they win this outright.
Is that still 6 across the board, Kmart? Do you have wager
I
talk?
saw it go down to 5. But yeah, I do see it's 5.5. But some lines, when I was just checking, I even saw a 5 out there.
I'm gonna look too. Well, you like them to win, so
it's
I'm
minus 5 at Superbook.
I'm assuming they're good up to +5 too.
They're good for me. Yep.
God, even DraftKings has minus 4.5. But yeah, it looks like minus 5's pretty consensus. Caesars.
I got it earlier this week at 6.
Yeah, no, I know. And honestly, like I'd agree with that. I mean, basically UCLA's defense. I really got nothing else to add. Like last week, apart from two amazing plays by Oregon, I thought SC's defense played a lot better. They showed heart and character, but I think it's also because they were finally put in better positions to be a little more successful, and they had to be because SC's got talent. They got 4.4 speed, but Oregon's got 4.2 speed, and you saw it on that second touchdown. That was I texted my dad like, "Wow."
I just think the whole thing with this is as bad as UCLA's offense has looked at times. They've turned the ball over. They've done everything that you could possibly do wrong offensively. There is no place to get right like playing USC's defense.
Well, and
That's the easiest way
my
to get.
hesitation on UCLA is, these rumors about Chip Kelly being axed.
Yeah.
Either way, it's like that's it, and offensively they are pretty inept. I mean, they turn the ball over so much. They've lost and that's why I think he's going to be outed because they've lost so many games they should have won. Especially with
explain to me who UCLA thinks they're going to get. Who does UCLA think they're going to get that's better than Chip Kelly?
I don't know.
I'd coach UCLA.
I mean, at this point in time, you might be better than their next best option.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Well, they're going to the Big Ten, so clearly they're going to try to.
My offensive playbook would look fucking crazy. The shit I would
quadruple pass in NCAA.
Triple wing T right, fucking yeah. I would run the craziest offense ever.
And Duke has the run, so he had to leave.
How many more games do we each have left? Kmart, you have one more.
I just got one more. I think Chase is done. No,
wow,
he's done.
Done, right?
Yeah. So yeah, my last play is going to be Iowa State plus 7.5. I just like them offensively. They sucked the first 3 weeks. They figured it out. I think they're going to be able to put up points at home. Small ass stadium, but somehow it gets very loud. Very similar to Corvallis. Very difficult to play there. Night game, Texas, I think, is kind of rolling. Like I was looking at it, they got Texas Tech, kind of mix match in both these games. Not really a look ahead spot, but more of, they do. I mean, they are controlling their own destiny, are they not?
I have no idea.
I haven't looked into it,
but yeah, I don't know. Like it does seem pretty trendy. But I won't lie, I did buy it to 8 because I feel like that's a way better key number in college football. Again, I think I said it, on a preview. I think I said it, with Utah last week. I love the 8.5 because I saw them kind of getting out, effing it up, and maybe a backdoor cover where they go for 2 and not get it. And that's kind of the reasoning behind why I like 8 is a lot of these teams are doing it, and it protects me, from going for 2 instead of just kicking the damn extra point.
I feel like
I don't have any opinion here.
I feel like I'm dominating the conversation on this one, but this is exactly why I hammered Iowa State last week. I mean,
you're on them too. The over.
I wanted the over because I've watched them play 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, they look like fucking Montana and Rice out there. Like, I mean, they are just moving the ball at will. They look like a completely different team in the first 3 weeks. That's why I said, I'm like, I could see this game being a track meet last week, and everybody's like, it's 40.5. How do you see a track meet? It's like, I don't know, but this is what they look like every week now.
Yeah. And you were right. BYU couldn't keep up because I was like, what about taking the points? And you're like, don't do it.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Look like this every week right now.
I'll be there 1 minute, right?
Yeah, I would say you're on the right side, even though it is a little trendy, which makes me worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me give out my third play. I gotta go. My daughter's freaking out. So I played Virginia Tech minus 2.5. I think it's a good spot versus NC State team who's coming off 3 big wins in a row, beating Clemson as 10-point dogs. I'm sorry, 10-point dogs, beating Miami as 7-point dogs, and then outright win versus Wake Forest as well. This is a Virginia Tech team I think will actually be able to run the ball versus NC State front. I think it's a good spot. And Virginia Tech needs one more win to be bowl eligible. They have to either win this week or they have a game next week versus in-state rival Virginia. That is not a spot I'd be looking to play Virginia Tech in. I think they need to win today. So yeah, Tech -2.5 for Cheese's third play. Boom.
I
I
like it.
like it. I like it. Have no opinion.
Boys,
Didn't
I
look
got
at it
to
until-
roll up. I'll talk to y'all later.
We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Well, Chase, you got anything else? Anything we didn't talk about, or should we wrap this bad boy up?
Winthrop -11 today is the number that it started at. It's now -12. College basketball, it's here. Let's fucking make some money on college basketball.
Yeah, that's funny.
football's
That's
in the
funny. I was
home.
actually going to say let's maybe even segue into a little bit of college basketball. Chris just texted me his third play before we go into that. He says, "Give me FAU Owl Cock."
All right.
I don't know what the line is because he will never text me the damn line, no matter how much I beg. But there you go, FAU.
He just
Find
didn't
a
want.
line.
He just didn't want to tell you the line. He got the teaser line.
Yeah, probably. He loves teasers.
Uh-huh.
Here, let's see if I can find it real quick. And then you also texted to the group college basketball Holy Cross.
I am on Holy Cross and I am on Winthrop today. So I would bet against Ooey Pooey no matter who they played at this point in time. They are absolutely garbage. They are one of the worst teams in college basketball. Winthrop's actually looked really good this year. I don't think that number's anywhere near enough.
Yeah. And FAU is +9 for everybody still listening out there. I'm probably going to start playing college basketball soon. I'm also on Winthrop -12. Following Chase on that one. He's been hot. I think he's like 23-7 to start the season or something. Is that about right?
I am, after my first losing day yesterday, I'm 25-8.
25. Okay, I probably forgot the previous day in there. Just remember you telling us. And like a little bonus play.
For regression. It hasn't happened yet. Yesterday was the first day.
Yeah. And what do you think about going back to college football here? Maryland and Michigan.
Man, I know so many of the people that are trying to play sharp plays that are not super sharp that are on Maryland. Everybody's like, oh my God, look ahead spot, all the same stuff that you normally hear. It just gets me worried when I start hearing guys that aren't super sharp on that side because they think it's the sharp side. So I'm probably going to stay away from it. I think it's a little too trendy for me. Although for all the traditional reasons, I would say I get why you would like it.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I think the whole sharp, not sharp side nowadays, like, I don't know if it means the same thing. Like,
I think the other thing with Maryland is if you look even last year, they started the year 5-0, just like they did this year. And they couldn't win a game the remainder of the year. They could not have played worse the last 5 weeks. And it seems to be the same type of trend this year. So I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if that's a coaching problem or a personnel problem or whatever it is. But, I mean, they've gotten run out of the stadium. They lost to Northwestern. I mean, Ohio State's not – if that's the case, Ohio State is going to absolutely beat the tar out of them. So I don't really love Maryland in this spot as much as I think it's just the spot that everybody likes.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have to agree. It does seem super, super trendy. It's just a lot of points.
It is.
I can see why it's popular, with that look ahead next week. Not like they're playing someone any good. Just the Buckeyes.
To me, it's pretty telling that none of us were on it on the show.
Yeah. And I'm looking at college basketball right now, and there's a game that kicks off in 20 minutes that's catching my eye. And it's funny. It's for the first time, in a few weeks, I didn't give out a Pac-12 team. So here we go. I'm kind of eyeing Washington State +7.5. But I'm just kind of looking some other metrics I like to use.
So my only deterrence on that is Mississippi State's actually looked really good.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, line does seem about right. I mean, I like checking KenPom, first off to kind of see. Mississippi State has a great defense. I think I was on them against that ASU game, their opener. I think, everyone was on ASU. I think the line went all the way down to -3.5, and that was enough for me to, in terms of Chris Duke, snap that thing and play it the other way. So yeah, I'll probably lay off. It looks right. I was just, kind of caught my eye like,
No, you're not wrong. The metrics, like I said, if I'm looking at kind of how I've been capping things in college basketball, I would tell you that this is going to be a tight game.
And where is it? Do we know?
Yes, it is in Connecticut.
It's in Connecticut. Okay.
No, there's no home advantage for anybody here. Nope, it's completely neutral territory.
Yeah, that's why I love betting college basketball before Thanksgiving. Is because there's not really a home court. You're kind of playing in these little tournaments. It's kind of pseudo March Madness in this weird system I use. Does a lot better like on neutral courts.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a podcast on college basketball, just kind of see where everybody falls on a lot of this stuff. So, to me, I think you can get some of the trends that we've used in the past on college football, I think have gotten real difficult to rely on. College basketball, I don't know if that's the case because, it's just, I feel like it's a much more predictable game. Football, you got an oblong ball that bounces weird fucking directions. The only outlier in college basketball to me is the 3 ball. If you hit a bunch of them, it's the great equalizer. There's not much you can do about it. But aside from that, I think X's and O's means way more in basketball than it does in football.
Yeah, no, 100%. Unless your team shoots like 2 for 25 from downtown, I can win very many games.
Allow the other team to shoot 38 free throws like San Fran did yesterday.
Yeah. The great equalizer, making and missing those threes, and because of guys like Steph Curry, everybody wants to. I was watching the game last week, and this kid made 3 of his last 4, pulls up from 40, shoots it. I'm like,
dude, in college basketball, it's hilarious. They all think they're Steph Curry, and they couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat. I mean, they are the worst shooting people I've ever seen that have ultimate confidence. I mean, they all just shooters keep shooting. Like, okay,
he's got to shoot.
You got it, man.
He's never taken a shot he didn't love.
Yeah,
whatever that quote is. Yeah, but yeah, we'll wrap it up here. We'll tweet out any other college basketball plays we like today, but I'm not really looking. NAU smells. Kind of looking at that. It's -4. I don't know if I can get there though. I think I'm just gonna trust in Winthrop today.
Winthrop's the one that I kind of think it stands out the most. So, like I said, IUPUI is terrible. They've got a couple of early wins versus bad teams in bad spots. So their record's 2-2. It may be a while before they win a game.
And I love it too because Ken Paul makes that line 14. So you got a little bit of line value on that spot.
Yeah, it's not good. Like that's a bad team. I'm not even all that familiar with Winthrop, but like I said, I would bet on me and you versus IUPUI. They're bad.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for watching. We gave out our plays. They are all right here. If you can read them. I don't really feel like reading them again. So take a screenshot. We got 11 plays. Yeah, we got 11 plays. I'm feeling 8-3 or better. Feeling confident.
That'd be nice.
Feeling confident. I feel a 3-0 for me. Haven't done it all year. Been a pretty good 2-1 guy, except for the last 2 weeks. Been falling on hard times here. Love that Miami play. So I mean, I'm on 4 plays. I'm looking at these, and I'm probably going to add on Clemson, and then I'll probably do something dumb. I'll probably play the UCLA and hope I can get USC live and just middle the game. You know me. I love pissing away money.
Yep. Good, never good enough.
Yeah, and I do also like Arizona State. Like I'm tempted to go to the game. I'm about 50 minutes from there today, but then that would mean I missed the USC game, and I can't do that. So probably won't go, but it would be fun. Anyway,
let's
have a good Saturday, guys.
Let's wrap this up.
Hope we weren't too boring, but we'll try to get better. It's cash tickets. Hey, Chase, remember what happens when you bet on poop?
When I do it, I get shit on.
Yeah.